Good to be with you again. This is our second devotional from 1 Chronicles 28, 9 to 10, and it's David's charge to his son Solomon. I'm just going to read the first bit of it. I mean, the whole thing's not very long. It's only 2 verses, but I'll just read up until the part we're looking at today. And you, Solomon, my son, know the God of your father and serve him. That was last time, knowing God and serving him. Know and serve. Then he says, serve him with a whole heart, not half heart, a whole heart, and a willing mind. Serve the Lord with a whole heart and a willing mind. That's what we're talking about today. What's the opposite of wholeheartedness? It's part-heartedness. It could be half-heartedness, but a more accurate definition of wholeheartedness, the definition of what's opposite to wholeheartedness is part-heartedness. Now let's talk about our hearts. Our hearts love us. And they know that we have certain fundamental needs like identity, security, significance, satisfaction. Those are fundamental human needs. Psychologists can tell us that. So our hearts say to us, we love you. And we're going to be on the lookout. We're going to have our radar up on the lookout for things that will give you identity and security and significance and satisfaction. Imagine a radar going round. They're on the lookout for what will bring us those things. They're very good to us, our hearts. And then they investigate all sorts of different things. And then the day comes when Jesus appears. They're presented with the claims and teachings of Christ. And Jesus says, I will give you perfect identity. I will give you ultimate significance. I will give you security and provide for you. And most of all, I will satisfy you. If you drink of the water that I give, O heart of P.J. Smythe, you'll never need to drink of any water anywhere else again. Eat of my bread, O heart of P.J. Smythe, and you won't ever have to eat again. And our hearts know a good thing, the best thing, when they see him, and they lock on to Jesus, and they wholeheartedly lock on, and they say to me, PJ, Jesus is where you'll find all these things. And I say, thank you, heart, okay. So far, so good. But then our hearts, rather annoyingly, just like to keep their options open a little bit. So they lock on to Jesus wholeheartedly, but then they keep just one little strand. Can you see that? It's not all my heart, it's just part of my heart. It's still, the radar's still up and out. And it just keeps an eye out. And sometimes another bit of my heart does as well. Most of my heart is locked onto Jesus, but part of my heart is just saying, I think family, and I think finance, and I think career, and I think personal health, and I think politics, the political party that you support, because that's an important thing in our country. PJ, if you keep most of your heart on Jesus, but just keep some identity and sense of security and significance in some of these other things. Our heart helps us, but then our heart doesn't help us. And that's what's going on here when David says to his son Solomon, serve the Lord wholeheartedly. He's saying, watch out for the parts of your heart that want to get their identity and security and significance from politics or from finance or career or your children or your girlfriend or your spouse or whatever it might be. Those things are good things. They're not ultimate things. And good things can never ultimately satisfy us. Only Jesus can, the Lord of glory, our ultimate King. It makes sense, doesn't it? That things created like us can't be satisfied by other created things. We can only be ultimately satisfied by our Creator. Wholehearted. Then application point, get unattached from any other things that you've got fundamental significance or security in. Then he says, serve God with a willing mind. And that's a theme in Scripture, I think, of 1 Peter 5, when elders are told to serve not under compulsion, but willingly. And that's not just for elders, pastors, it's for all of us to serve the Lord and serve one another and our neighbours, not because we have to, but willingly because we get to. And I think it's good to stir one another up to that, because our minds, again, can just forget of all the benefits that we have now and in eternity as we serve the Lord. And it's good to remind ourselves, Galatians 6:11, do not grow weary in doing good. We shall reap if we do not give up. You shall reap. You shall reap in this life and the next if you serve the Lord and do not give up. Brothers and sisters, a whole heart and a willing mind, God bless you in that.